Hey, everybody, welcome to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I am technically your host, Dom, and I'm joined by a flock of our admins that are dying to talk all things pro wrestling. My homeboy, high class heat, Bruce. We got our resident stoner, Jose. And then, of course, my homegirl, the one, the only, Grandma Wendy. Say what's up to the people, everybody.
What's up,
What
y'all?
the flip is going on?
So we've already had a lot of stuff jump off this week, even though it's only a fucking Wednesday, which means it's pretty much great to be a wrestling fan. But I think we ought to pick up where wrestling left off with AEW Dynamite because we jumped into a debate earlier over the salt of the earth, the man behind the Walmart scarf that Bruce is rocking right
Walmart.
now.
It is not a Walmart scarf, bro.
I'm the champ and I say so. Okay.
Less than 20 bucks.
This is straight Burberry, bro.
There are two champs in here, and
This
we
is
both
the-
agree that shit is from Walmart.
This is the real deal, bro. Listen,
Chinatown Burberry.
I'm gonna let everyone know right now, right off the rip. Right off the rip, I am the biggest MJF mark you'll ever meet.
And if you're in top rope wrestling talk, you already know this. Like he's the best mark for MJF, and we know it. But
so,
go ahead, Bruce.
The big debate on the page today. Dom is saying that MJF joined the inner circle, and there's 3 out of 4 of us that says Dom can kiss our ass because no. See, me and Jose are thinking on the same page. They're bringing a version of MLW's Dynasty to AEW.
Exactly.
And Wardlow showing up in a suit just like MJF is now MJF's insurance policy.
So you mean to tell me that these two guys would rather run off and make up their own clique than join the strongest clique in AEW and make them even stronger and more unstoppable?
Because
Absolutely.
that's MJF. That's what he does.
MJF would do that. Like,
I don't know, man. I mean, he hugged Chris Jericho. He said dude was on his Mount Rushmore.
That
Then he bonded with him over his hate for Cody Rhodes and then saved Jericho from Cody.
no, dude, that's like 2 frat boys shaking hands and having mutual respect for each other, but they're part of their own thing. Like, they don't have to be part of the same group. It's just like a nod, a tip of the hat kind of thing to each other. That doesn't mean he's part of the inner circle, bro.
I don't care.
Thank you, Wendy.
I will lone wolf it if I have to, because
You
when
are.
MJF walks out behind Chris Jericho and the Spanish god of all pandas, you can all kiss my ass.
Jose wants to say something right now. Jose wants to say something bad. I see it.
Go ahead, man.
Fuck that meme. That's all I gotta say, yo.
Oh, that meme was gold. He is not a Spanish god. But listen, no.
That's the crazy shit though. Is one of our members, that dude Eric that commented, actually knows Sammy and trained with him, and he added him. I was like, dude, if you get Sammy in this group, I will gladly bow down to him and call him a Spanish god. No lie.
Hell yeah.
No lie. It would be Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Parentheses, the home of the Spanish god. Like, no lie. I mean, it's just, you get him here, please, Eric. I'm begging you.
But I mean, honestly, back to the MJF and inner circle. Like, if you stop and look at what AEW is actually doing, look at all the 3-man teams they have. They're coming with a 6-man tag title. They've got Jurassic Express. They've got SCU. Right. They've got all these, they've got a few others.
They even added the Hybrid 2 and Kip Sabian a couple of weeks ago on Dark, and now they're coming up and coming after the Elite 2.
Exactly. So why wouldn't you have Wardlow and MJF and then add one more?
Well, that's what I mean. You could always add one more if they're in the inner circle.
They're not in the inner circle, bro.
But you could pick one, dude. Like,
the inner circle just needs a female.
We got Sammy here.
Yes, Jose. Yes.
That's what I'm wondering. If the inner circle was to add a female, who would it be?
Someone from outside. It wouldn't be someone in AEW. They'd bring someone in.
You don't think they'd take somebody like Sadie Gibbs or,
Sadie, no.
somebody that you don't know, kind of like, well, not don't know, but is lesser known, like the guys that are in the inner circle now, and kind of boost them
I
to
got two picks. One is Tessa. If she doesn't, if she leaves Impact, and the other is Brandy.
Oh. See,
if Brandy joins the inner circle, but and that's the great thing about AEW is like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's not like watching the other some of these other programs like Raw and SmackDown and stuff where we've seen everything over and over and over again,
right?
And they're just on a giant loop. But AEW's all new.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they do things out of left field all the time. I mean, we were all in the thread, and I said, like, how crazy would it be if Scorpio Sky were to beat Jericho clean with SCU laid out, and then like 5 minutes later that shit happened? It was like, what? Like, that's the biggest win of that dude's career, and he would have never been able to do that in any other company. Like, if he went to WWE and Jericho was there and he was in a tag match with him, he's losing that shit easily.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah. There was something I was thinking about today because, we've watched, what are they on, like week six of Dynamite now?
Yeah.
They've got a 2-hour program and we don't see everybody every week.
Right.
But the thing that AEW does good that WWE doesn't do is when someone's not on the show, it's almost like they make you want him. You can't wait for them to come back.
Right.
Like, it was just like last night with MJF when in the thread, and I was like, man, MJF, he better freaking show up. He better show up. And no sooner than 2 seconds later, he showed up. Right. But it was like, he's been on one episode, like one match on Dynamite, but he's there. It's not like WWE where they have a roster of a million guys and women, and they use the same ones over and over and over again. They don't give you a chance to miss somebody.
Oh yeah, I think WWE could start up like an Unsolved Mysteries on the network, and just the first episode needs to be about EC3. Like, where the fuck did he go? What's it been, like a year since that barbecue they had where he was sitting there with the red Solo cup, and then you didn't see him ever again? Like, that's Unsolved Mysteries episode 1 right there. You're welcome, Vince. Fuck you. Where the fuck is EC3?
Episode 2 could be Matt Hardy. There you go.
Right? Yeah. What happened to Broken Matt? Like, or Matt in general? We know Jeff. I mean, sorry, Jeff. I don't know what to tell you. That shit's fucked up. But Matt's just sitting there like, well, I guess I'm not in the draft on Twitter. Like, don't anybody want me, man? It's hilarious. They could start a whole network, like, weekly episodic show, just Unsolved Mysteries. Where are they at?
They really could.
It would, yeah, they could. They definitely could. And I think they technically could have like 5 shows, 5 different shows with 5 different rosters with all the talent they have.
Oh yeah, definitely. At WWE, hell yeah.
The E is oversaturated with talent, but they don't use any of them properly, and they don't know how to cycle through them.
I mean, they even have, like, if anybody has the network and doesn't pay attention or doesn't have it or whatever, they even have WWE Main Event still, where they're putting that show out, but it's like 3 weeks behind, and it's the same 5 people on that too. Like, every week Dana Brooke shows up. It's like, okay, I'm glad she's still around. Where's everybody else?
Yeah.
They could be using that as another springboard the way AEW uses Dark, but they don't even bother. They're just like, nah, fuck it. We'll just put the same 12 people out here. We'll use the same ideas from the same fishbowl that we had in 1993, and we'll be okay.
Now,
be nuts.
Since we've shit on WWE enough.
Well, they deserve to be shit on, though.
I know, but at the same time, that's not what we've been about.
No.
So let's talk about something that really actually has the WWE fans excited and intrigued. Survivor Series with NXT coming in this year.
That's some good shit. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to sound like Vince, but such good shit. like NXT. I mean, that first show, Friday Night SmackDown, when everybody got stuck after Crown Joke, that show was fucking amazing. That was like Takeover Buffalo, and NXT showed out that night. Now since then they've kind of petered out a little bit. Like as they've kind of tried to invade Raw or SmackDown, it seems like outside of Shayna, everybody's getting their ass whipped. I mean, poor Walter. I thought he was going to come in and kill Seth Rollins. The next thing you know, we get Teddy Long, and he's losing anyway. I'm like, oh, man.
I felt like that was a little shitty, though, that they gave it to, over Walter like that, but whatever.
But, it's Seth freaking Rollins, man. He's so cool.
I love how fickle we are as fans. I really do. I'm one of them. I really am. Because here's the thing, Dom, and you're in the same boat I'm in, because I remember 1 year ago around this time, Seth Rollins was on fucking fire, and he was a wrestling god.
Okay, yeah.
And now everyone's like, fuck Rollins.
Well, because I think in wrestling,
Rollins though, so I'm not there with y'all.
I'm not saying fuck Rollins. I mean that's like the general census of what I see and what I read.
I wouldn't say fuck Seth either. I just think that in wrestling, especially modern wrestling, like you get your shot, you get your time, and then it becomes somebody else's time. Like AJ Styles. I mean, he was the champ that ran the camp for what, like a fucking year? And then of course we had Daniel Bryan and Kofi and after that, but people got their time after AJ. It wasn't like AJ came back and went, but I'm AJ Styles, I'm so cool, I gotta have every title on the fucking brand. Like he was just like, no, I'll lay back, I'll take the US title, I'll take the OC, I'll go back to throwing up the Too Sweet, whatever. I'll do whatever you want me to do until it's my time again. Seth Rollins believes it's his time every time, all the fucking time. Like he makes Roman Reigns look like he needs a push. It's that bad. Because with Roman, it was more like Vince McMahon saying, "Oh, we gotta get this guy out there. He's so strong. Oh, good shit." But with Seth, it's like, "No, I gotta be there. I gotta have that title. I gotta be the man. I gotta slay the king and the beast and the monster and the Loch Ness monster and the chupacabra and everything in between. Fuck that. Let somebody else have a run, dude." Like, I enjoyed your moments. I enjoyed you slaying Triple H. I enjoyed you taking out Brock. Can we leave it at that? Can we just be cool with you and let you fade?
No. And listen. This is what excuse me. If you stop and think about it and really look at the whole fucking picture, we as fans wanted Roman out of the title picture and wanted him nowhere near it. Okay, we got that. He's nowhere near it. He's not in it. I'm fucking jealous you're drinking Starbucks.
Thank my wife.
Everybody wanted Seth Rollins in the spotlight because he was the hot thing. Well, guess what? Now we got Seth Rollins in the spotlight where all the WWE fanboys and fangirls wanted him, and now everyone's sick of him.
Well, that's true, but I didn't want him there in the first place. Like,
Ryan sack of shit.
No. You go back and you think about it. I used to tell you flat out,
go
like,
back on the page
I dig Seth Rollins
thread when he did the friggin' 60-minute friggin' match, and you were calling him a wrestling god right alongside me.
That night, yeah.
I never called him a wrestling god.
I've always said I like Seth. I like Seth as a heel because I didn't think he was big enough or strong enough to get over on his own. He had the authority behind him. He had all these little tactics, and he could pull all this shit, and it was legit. And then he got out on his own, and all of a sudden he's knocking off Brock Lesnar like nobody else can. Goldberg can't, but Seth Rollins can. Like give me a break. You are making this dude way too strong. Way too strong.
I was fine with Seth until Brock came in the picture.
Yeah.
Because then Seth didn't even try. Because he automatically knew he was going to get the title. He didn't even try that night.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's a good point.
That's like really the summation of what I just said, though. Like, Jose and I, we're like right here. I don't know. Maybe I had a brownie too. I can't remember. It was just a bunch of food on the table when I walked in. I was like, "Fuck that!" I got a show to do, guys.
So, Wendy, give me a talking point. Give me something that you want to talk about.
Shit. I don't even know.
Shit. I put you on the spot.
You did. I'm kind of like in two places right now. I should probably pause the TV. Fuck, dude. What have we talked about? You know what? No, never mind. I was going to say that whole Raw debacle that it's been with Lana and all that, but no, we don't need to talk about that.
No, please, God, no.
Jesus, no. I can't.
Oh.
It hurts my soul.
No, Dom.
It's a violence.
No. I'm itching. I'm like, let's do it.
No.
We're going to discuss that. I don't even know, dude. Like, it's been so much. I think this is the most wrestling I've watched in years. Like, no bullshit. Yeah. There was a time, like, after the Attitude Era, I kind of stopped watching, and I kind of picked up recently, and it's actually been really good stuff lately. Like, it's been, I mean, Raw has been shit, SmackDown has been okay, but everything in between, like NXT, AEW, Impact. I actually started watching Impact, like,
yes,
right? Like, what is even happening right now? Fucking NWA, all of it. Like, it's just so much better than what it used to be and what I ever expected. It's surprisingly good. It great,
really is.
You know? It's a great time to be a fan.
Fuck yes. This is the best time. Like, it's so funny to read all these fans nowadays, like all the critics on every wrestling page. I mean, yeah, we can be critics too, because we run a page.
Wendy had the perfect response there. Let me grab my lady boner right quick. Oh.
But like a lot of these fans nowadays, like, don't actually realize how good they have it. I mean,
oh yeah,
Dom. I mean, when we were kids, all we had was WWF, and it was on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, it was like all I can remember watching weekly back when I was a kid was like WWF, and then they had WCCW, which was down in Texas, had all the Von Erichs on it before they died, like Kerry and Kevin and even Fritz, and Scott Hall was there, like real young. The Undertaker was there when he was real young. Like Jerry the King Lawler used to come through, like all this shit, and that was pretty much it. It was like an hour on the weekend, an hour during the week, and then you were done. And you had to wait. Unless Saturday Night Main Event was on, because that was always like the big deal. Like once a month you'd get that and be like, oh, cage match.
We literally have wrestling 7 days a week.
Yeah.
We could literally watch wrestling 7 days a week and watch something different every day. And it's fucking awesome.
I mean, even somebody mentioned to me today, like, I don't know what to do. Nothing's on Thursday. I'm like, NXT UK got you. Check that shit out. It's ridiculous.
Even the independent promotions are fucking amazing. Because here locally, I have Crab Wrestling, I have Primetime. Shout out to both of them, and it's fucking great. Like, it is great and amazing stuff, you know. And some of the guys that I'm seeing on AEW and Impact and all these other places, I saw them at Nova Pro. I saw Martin Stunt, and it blew my mind when I saw him on TV. Like, I saw this little dude. I walked past him and stood a little taller, like I was taller than him, you know? I'm not. I'm like 2 inches shorter. I saw
he's so little.
I saw so many of these people. I saw Tessa Blanchard in a gym at a Jewish community center. And to see them now floating like they are, I don't know if other people feel the way I do about it, but it's like overwhelming in the best way possible. And I get so like proud of them, you know. It's like I talk to them and I'm like, yo, great show, and now here they are. It's totally like on TV, like these stuff you realize like great show. And it's smart to don't appreciate it. You don't talk about it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh no, I totally agree. Like, I'm sitting there the other night just watching PBW on YouTube, and here comes Teddy Hart, and he's fighting Clutch Adams, and I'm like, really? Like we're gonna get this? Holy shit! You know, like there's so much out there. Even if you're not a big fan of like the major promotions, like all the indies have a YouTube page. They all have a weekly network show.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Like there's PPW High Voltage, there's MLW Fusion, even AEW Dark, NWA Power. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And if you're not a fan of one, you can just be like, all right, let me check this one out. Click, you know.
Yeah.
For everybody, like if you love the extreme hardcore shit, there's CZW. There's what else is there? There's like all kinds of crazy shit. If you like the more tamer stuff, just go watch the E. You know, it's everything for everybody now. You know.
Oh no, it's like you want your cup of vanilla. Okay, here's Raw. Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you like your chunky monkey with a little bit of barbed wire in it, CZW got you. You know, it's crazy. It's wonderful to be a wrestling fan, and it baffles my mind because even in our group, you see people that are just like, oh, I can't find anything, or I don't think any of these are over. Like some dude was trying to say AEW needed Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to be relevant. I was like, have you been watching?
No, they don't.
Like, have you seen it? And like they need to go back and look at WCW. I don't think that's a good idea either, bro. Like, look what happened. Like
Muppets are everywhere, bro.
They are.
God.
Perfect use of the word. Hope would be so happy with you right now.
I know. Bravo. Like Muppet babies everywhere, man. Just oh my god, I can't find that. Oh, go in the corner and shut up and let me enjoy wrestling. Like, please.
Yep.
I want to hear Jose's take on the state of wrestling right now. He's been kind of quiet, just laughing and giggling, saying 2-word sentences. I want to hear your take on what wrestling is right now to you.
If he just says "bah" right now, I'm gonna fall out of my chair.
I think it's awesome, bro. Like you said, we get wrestling every single day. My girl is tired of it at this point because I watch it every single day. But you know, it is what it is, man. I love it.
Well, that's another reason I put that thing up that said marry a wrestling fan, because I really did. And so when I'm watching, she's just like, oh, cool, what's on now? And sits on the couch next to me. Like, oh, PPW, did we see this the other day on Twitch? I was like, nah, that was kind of TNA, but they were there. You know, oh, okay.
You are.
Overdrive was awesome.
Overdrive was amazing.
Listen, I love my newly wedded wife very, very much. She will only watch wrestling if we're live in attendance. That's the only way she watches wrestling, is if she's in the building.
I mean, fair enough. You know, like a live show is so much better than sitting and watching it on TV. You get that like energy from the crowd. You get all that extra stuff like that you have to wait for AEW Dark. Not if you're sitting in the venue, because we already got pictures from Marshall at one of the Dynamites saying like, "Yo, Dark's starting," and guess what? Like Double A's going to be commentating, or here comes Chucky T. You know. But you don't get that shit just watching. So I get that. I mean, maybe she ought to loosen up. Maybe just watch a little bit, just here and there. You know, pick a couple.
Oh, dude, like I let her watch her shows and stuff. Like, she loves the reality TV. So when she does that, I plug my headphones in and I get on and I watch stuff on my phone. So I get my wrestling in. Just not on the big TV as much as I'd like.
Yeah, I'm totally on the laptop while my wife is watching like Total Divas or some shit. Like, I'm not into that. Like, nah, I'll be over here.
So
not watching it. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to clean my living room. Let me put on Total Divas as background noise. Next thing I know, the living room is still a mess, and I'm just like, oh shit, what's Rhonda going to say now?
Is she really trying to have a baby? Like, holy shit.
She's only been in the E for a year. She's only been around for a year, and she's already walking away.
Like, yeah.
That shit'll get you, man.
I mean, Rhonda, she had like a 10-year career in like 9 months. It was insane.
It really was.
She debuted, she was main event, and she won a title. She main evented WrestleMania, and then poof. That's like a decade's worth of shit in 8.5 months.
When she was gone, I felt like, bro, like they overhyped her because all she did was just like, hi, bye, and that was it. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
She brocked that shit.
She definitely brocked that shit.
No, she makes Brock look like Seth Rollins. Like she just ghosted. Like, nah, I'm out. Deuce is gone.
I will say this:
Like, bam, thank you, ma'am.
We have gotten a little bit more of Brock Lesnar lately on TV.
We have.
Like he showed up more in 2 months than he has in 10 years.
Right? They must have really cut a check. Like, that Saudi prince must have been like, how much?
Saudi prince, from what I understand, ain't been paying up.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I read about that. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Vince McMahon turned into Stewie from Family Guy. Got my money?
Since you got that 10 pounds of gold laying on your shoulder, Dom.
Ah, sweet Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Some dickhead named Nick was rocking it. I had to take it.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Well, I'll let you go with that one for right now. I'll let you take that. You take that and you run with that. When you go to sleep, dream about that win, because that would never fucking happen.
Never.
But
I still feel like Snoop Dogg. I want to be like, yeah, I said it. What's happening?
I'm going to tell everyone in Top Rope Wrestling Talk and everyone that is watching that I have yet to watch NWA Power. Yes, I know. Shame on me. Shame on me. Look, Jose's just shaking his head. He's like, bro, how can you create a wrestling group and not watch Power?
We need to all get together and do like a shame walk, Game of Thrones style with Bruce. Just shame.
But
just give me the little bell. Shame.
I feel like we should let Wendy crack the whip. I don't know why. I feel like she whipped. I feel like she whipped.
Gets a straw for this one.
Oh no.
Oh man, I had a Capri Sun from my son right here. Where'd the straw go? I'll be like,
So look, so my question for you guys, since you guys have watched Power, I want to know your take. Don't all talk over each other. I want to hear one at a time. I want to hear your takes on Power and what I should be looking for when I watch it.
Oh wow! I mean, there's so much to look for, to be honest, because most of it is gold. I mean, it's a trip to just view when you see these like late '80s, studio setups, and Jim Cornette is sitting there, and they're like, and you're like,
ass hat.
Like, you still.
I'm not mad at Corny.
I was just about to say that too, because he's perfect for what they do. Like, it's so throwback, so old school, that like he's the perfect guy to call the action. And then I mean, as far as people to look for, I mean, any of the dudes that you were feeling in like TNA or Impact, like James Storm or Eli Drake, or even like Kingston and Homicide, like they are the truth on that show. I mean, then they got like new guys like and girls like Thunder Rosa. I mean, look out for
I've heard a lot of
my man Jose. I know these guys.
Yes.
She is the real fucking deal. Like, she is dope. She's kind of sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
Your wife ain't sitting behind you, is she?
No. I think she's playing with my son in his room, so she probably didn't hear me.
You're good. You're good.
No, even she thinks Thunder Rosa is sexy. She's like, oh, that's her. I was like, yeah, she's hot. I was like, okay. I love my wife. I really do. People are like, oh, my wife's such a pain in the ass. Not mine, homie. Ha ha. Sucks to be you. But
I definitely have to agree with Dom, like, on everything he said. Like, it is, that nostalgic feel is great. It's not like a sad nostalgia or bad. Like, it's actually, it's great because it's part of the essence of the show, and it makes it more exciting for me. And seeing Colt Cabana there, I fucking love Colt Cabana.
I know, me too.
That's awesome.
Boom, boom, baby.
I was like, yes, I was pretty hyped, and it's a great show overall. The talent is great. I don't hate corny on it. Like, I'm actually like, yo, like Jim Cornette, I could listen to this all day, you know. I think the only time I hate Cornette is when he goes on this crazy, like, Kayfabe. Shut it, Courtney. Shut it.
Oh, all that flipping and flopping with the young buckaroos.
When he starts with that shit, like, no one cares, old man. Okay, brother.
Like, we get it. You're gonna grab your insurance and you're gonna say, back in my day.
But overall, like, it's a great show. It's fucking great. It has a great feel to it. The audience is lively, which I love, because I hate watching shows where the audience is dead and I'm sitting on my couch like, so how am I supposed to feel about this if they feel that way? Like, why am I bothering?
Oh, my bad. I got a little cold. Raw. Oh, damn. SmackDown. Oh, shit.
Go right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying dead crowds. I got a little bit of a head thing going on.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think it's great. The episodes I've seen were great. They were exciting, and I actually sat through them, and I was okay with it. Like, I didn't feel like I was doing a chore, or I wasn't watching it because I have to, or anything like that. Like, I wanted to watch it, and it was good. Was they thoughts?
And on top of all that, like Nick, like I joked about him, but Nick Aldis is tremendous as NWA champion. Like he might be the champion of all, you know, I mean, not just because he has this, but just the way he carries himself in the ring, on the mic, for, you know, for that company, just makes him like the champ in this industry. I mean, bar none.
Almost they cut there. The almost great, man. Like, those are fun to watch. Even serious ones are great.
All right, Jose, give me a reason to watch Power, bro.
Yeah, Jose.
Because they're doing what AEW told everybody they would. They're taking wrestling serious.
Mm-hmm.
You saying AEW's not taking wrestling serious?
Not like that. Well, with all the unsanctioned matches, not my eyes.
It's like if AEW takes wrestling seriously, NWA takes it like super seriously.
Honestly, it feels like I'm watching TNA from back in the day.
Okay.
It takes you back. It gives you almost that like childhood feel, like we were talking about, because you see this like, you know, studio with an actual ring, and you can hear it like when people hit it or walk or whatever, and you got like the old school commentators. Like all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, did I just like trip back to the 80s? Like, do I have a flock of seagulls hairstyle? Like what? It's crazy, but it's so cool.
Like, it's fucking legit, dude.
Like, is there a slap bracelet on my wrist?
Where's my Lisa Frank stickers, y'all?
Right.
I was on the fence when I heard Billy Corgan was the one that took over, but he's done it right, man. He's done it. It's amazing, bro.
And that was honestly, that was my big like question mark, because I mean, and he's done it. He has done it right, because he took it from almost bankruptcy friggin' dead and built it as an indie program, you know, kept it away from TV and YouTube and whatever else, and he put on shows, independent shows, and now I think how long he's had NWA for what, a good 5 years now, 6 years, and he's where he's at. Like, he's done a tremendous job. No, like, really hands down, hats off. Billy Corgan knows what he's doing.
Like, and this is why Dixie had brought him in back in the day, and then would not give him the kind of control he wanted to change the show. And now it's like, oh well, old bitch, joke's on you.
I think TNA would still be around.
It would.
If she did.
Because most of the talent that he brought in to NWA is from the old TNA Impact shows that he was a part of. Yes. You know, I mean, I've named a few, but he's also got like Allison Kay and Caleb Connolly and a bunch of other guys that he had back then, but he couldn't do this kind of stuff because she wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
Now that he's out of the picture, like,
I mean, really... that's kind of a surprise. Well, maybe not a big surprise, but it's a surprise to me that like Billy Corgan is somehow greater than Dixie Carter. You know?
Dude, my 9-year-old could be a better promoter than him.
Okay, true.
Than her. Sorry, her.
But you know, I mean, frontman of a band is a better promoter than most of the people in a position in other companies. Like I'd take
But
Billy
it makes sense, though.
Corgan
It makes
over
sense, though.
anybody in the E right now.
It makes sense though because Corgan has had to put his band out there, and before he was signed on a major label, he had to do all the work. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes sense for him to know how to promote something and to be able to put a product out there that people be like, "Oh shit, this is fucking good," you
I
know?
can
Like,
I can
but he's
almost picture him now, like driving around in a rusted out van, like handing out flyers for NWA in people's mailboxes, like stapling them to trees and shit out on campuses, that kind of stuff. Like as soon as you said that, that was the mental picture that just flew off in my mind.
Yes.
a wrestling show you want to watch.
Yes.
Punch and pie. Click.
This was definitely a good show.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's about time to sign off and let the folks wonder what's coming next.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So the biggest MJF mark in the world is going to take us out. So for Jose, Wendy, Dom, and the high class one, the biggest MJF mark in the world, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.